Gregor won't change the way he plays. He wants us to play with speed and action. And when Scotland have done that, they've been really effective. But there's no getting away from how big these South African men are that they're playing against.
Well, I mean, they're a stone a man heavier in the pack. So, you know, I can do the maths. That's 8 stone. How much, well, I've got 2 backs here. How much difference does that make? When you pack down and you're 8 stone, cumulatively...
Getting ready for Scotland versus South Africa.
As much as I like to say you don't, you do feel it. And
I think it's going to be an interesting game.
There's ways around it. You know, you play against big men all the time.
Yeah, what's happening, Sean?
Speed and there's different ways around it, but
how are you doing?
Of course, that you have to match their physicality. The way they play the game.
Yeah, so we're gonna have an interesting game by here. Very different sides from the Wales versus Tonga game. 2 top-tier teams. I'm expecting this one to be a bit slower pace, and the kicking game is going to come into it a bit more, I think. But hopefully, we got some good running with the ball, some good field play. As both teams are coming out right now, game being played in Murrayfield. I'm good.
So again, I'm a little bit tentative going tonight as a South African supporter. I think it's going to be an exciting brand of rugby that both teams are going to put out.
Honestly, going into this game,
let's hope that the Packs can give us some.
South Africa are probably the team I'm picking to win this game. But I do think Scotland are in with a chance. What's happening, Salty? How are you doing?
Is up there, and it's good for me physically. 3 years ago in Newcastle in the World Cup, South Africa blew Scotland away. Scotland have improved in that sense greatly, and they'll need to keep stepping it up to get parity. I think that's all that Scotland looking for. Maybe even just slightly lose it, because I think creatively Scotland have got a better chance than South Africa.
I honestly think Scotland have got what it takes to win.
Who
won the Wales game? Come on, Wales, obviously.
26 meetings between there and now.
Wales demolished Tonga.
But this is a big match en route to the World Cup next year.
50 points scored in the second half alone. I gotta keep it down. Anthems. It's a poor anthem. Poor performance from the South African anthem. Here we go. Okay, I mean, I'll round of applause it, but barely heard the anthem. Yep, move the camera slightly. This is a spine-chilling anthem. This is where the bagpipes go in. To think again. Yep. The stream is delayed because for me Scotland just finished their anthems. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of a delay from the actual live footage I'm seeing to the stream and everything. Not surprised. But going off on the Scotland national anthem, for me that anthem is second only to the Welsh anthem in my opinion. Just because when Wales sing the anthem, we belt it out. But when it comes to, you know, passionate anthems, right? Scotland and Wales, you know, they're kind of neck and neck. I give a slight edge to Wales, obviously. But taking the Welsh anthem out of the equation, Scotland's anthem, phenomenal.
To Warren Whiteley means a reshuffle to the back row, but also means that two men are now in their favourite positions. Dwayne Vermeulen moves to number 8.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is. Speaking of England, let me check the score.
In the back, Snowcraft de Klerk, as we've talked about, the scrum half released to play for Sale today. Ambrose Papier starts instead. He's a lightning fast running 9. Great pace throughout this back line. Watch the ball carries of Damien de Allende in midfield, and the threat from the wings of Nkosi and Dianche with 10 tries between them from just 16 caps. What a stage, and it is set for this one. The referee, Romain Poit of France.
Right, England did end up beating Japan in the end, 35-15. Good performance from the Japanese, to be honest with you.
And Stuart Hogg is the man waiting for the countdown to finish as Scotland.
Here we go.
The biggest test.
Come on, Scotland.
So away we go. And if the match lives up again to the pre-match entertainment, we'll be royally entertained. De Allende immediately with the take and the little charge. There it is. Papier. First test start. And the clearing kick. Well, that's safe enough, but it gives Scotland a decent attacking platform. And welcome to Chris Patterson, to Brian Moore.
Good evening, and well, this is an area in which South Africa can be vulnerable. It's first phase at Scotland. Quick line out, good invention.
Oh, Scotland catching South Africa napping a little bit with the shot on the front and the carry by Horn. And then a little switch
on, Scotland.
Through the middle. Tommy Seymour off the wing, and then McInally. And then in goes Johnny Gray. So Scotland with all the ball to play with and all the sound at the moment, and there's Nell hitting his fellow countryman.
No, really.
And the penalty goes to South Africa. Great defence, and Nell could not get that away. So keen to make an impression today.
I don't really keep track on the likes and dislikes on the my rugby streams.
So
I know it's mixed opinions and that. You know, people may think I'm being biased and that. People may not appreciate the fact that I can't show footage of the game. So it is what it is. Some people don't like the fact that I smoke in my streams. Some people don't like the fact that I drink in my streams. Some people don't even like the language I use. So it's not really
good work over the ball. See the accuracy
something I take too much notice in.
Player in can't quite get clear, rolls off the side, and you only need that split second. Yeah, they have to be there before that first defender. It's very difficult to clear these guys over the ball. Dale End and Marks.
So here it is, Malcolm Marks to Snyman, and he's a big target to hit. Really one in the second row for South Africa, and this is where Scotland are aware of the danger of South Africa, how good their maul can be, but Papier comes away with it, and there is De Allende.
I can speak a little bit of Welsh. A little bit. You know, I mean...
Gets them going again. What a thump comes in. The double tackle. Gordon Reid was in there.
Just a little bit. Oh, no, gone from South Africa.
With a fumble, and Scotland will have the put in at the first scrum of the evening.
Just a little bit of Welsh I can speak.
That Scotland have
just a little bit.
Matched up physically on the tackle line. Once players make ground through the initial contact, then you're in trouble. But that is very robust.
It's a great tackle, wasn't it?
Dwi'n dim yn hoffi siarad Saesneg.
Runs high, but it was hit hard. Not only was the initial collision.
For those who don't understand what that was, I don't like speaking English.
Mulleroo was in a bit of space if he hadn't knocked that ball on.
But it's the only language I can actually speak.
Defense there, so he'll be frustrated with that first handling error.
So first scrum, intriguing Scotland ball, but again a huge physical test for them. Test of technique as well. The weights are clear to see a big advantage for South Africa.
And although the South Africans do have a weight advantage, they scrummage intermittently. The important thing for Scotland is on the initial contact, when they get set, that they stay precisely still. If South Africa move them even slightly, then the weight tells.
Big test of Scotland.
Greg Laidlaw having a little look around. His personal battle with Papier, far less experienced today, but the scrum has to stand firm, which at the moment it is, and a good ball for Scotland to play with. Horn running onto it, and Russell just spins away at the challenge from Jesse Creel, and the spill opportunity for
he wasn't
South
ready
Africa.
for that.
Mullen has it, and Scotland suddenly in the defensive. Little poke from Pollard, but it wasn't the cleverest kick as Pieter-Steph du Toit tried to run onto it. Incidentally, Pieter-Steph du Toit wearing 7, but a reminder for those who don't know, South Africans blindside and open side, they be more the blindside wearing 7 in South Africa. He's a blindside flanker. This is his preferred position as well. He has played second row. He did so against England, but he's in the back row where he would rather be today. And then the steal at the line out. But then Scotland will get another shot at it because the making amends was there. Again, that line out today is going to be a closely fought area.
It's not what you want as a scrum half from your first start getting man involved. But Steph du Toit was who gets up the front. Papier is tidied up, but gets put in a touch, and Stuart McInally gets another opportunity.
And this time it works through Tullis.
Here we go. Nice little chip from Russell.
And it's easily taken by Willie LaRue. Tommy Seymour takes him down. And again, another opportunity for the Springboks, and Papier gets things going again through Pieter-Steph du Toit, met by Johnny Gray and Sam Skinner. And then space opens up for Handré Pollard. Papier now. Papier can fly.
And here comes South Africa, so dangerous on the break.
Snyman taking down, great hands onto Kitsop. Kitsop outside, wonderful.
Brilliant catch.
And Josie carries it up to the line. Papier once more, and here comes Jesse Creel.
He's over. South Africa, first try.
What a start for the Springboks. Creel finishes it, but half of the team involved.
Well, you have to say that was wonderful from South Africa, but it all came. It was good line speed from Scotland. They just stopped. They just forgot about the inside.
South Africa.
Fantastic try by South Africa.
It's a very simple step inside, isn't it?
It was Handré Pollard, who's known for his more direct play. Look at that step off the right foot. I think it's Ryan Wilson. Then look
just
at
that break, that initial break from South Africa.
Then watch this, 2 front 5 forward, Snyman, and then Kitsop. Just watch this for a pass. One in the contact, popping out. Deante's held short by Stuart Hogg. Papier moves the ball quickly, and Jesse Creel from out to in spies the gap and drives over. That is a fantastic try by the Springboks.
Wonderful try indeed. And
let's see if they convert it.
Stunned a little bit, but despite that very early bright start by Scotland, South Africa have had far more of the ball to play with, and certainly taking advantage. And Handré Pollard to add the 2 points. Which he does. And that try for Jesse Creel, well, he's been struggling to score tries this season, just a couple.
Here we go. 7-0 South Africa, straight away.
It was. And go back to that.
7 minutes into the game.
You know, you'd probably more expect Elton Jantjies to make that break so early on, but he's given his space, he's taken it. Great support play by scrum half, and Jesse Creel finishes it. Interesting, targeting the space between defenders. So often we've seen South Africans just running straight at the man. Now they're targeting space and their attack's effective.
And Damien Darlendi is the man to field the restart. Once more. That'll settle Papier down as well to have a bit of a run. This is what we know Ambrose Papier for. Great running scrum half. Little touch as the kick is sent up. And taken down by Franco Mustard, the Gloucester second row, and Henry Pollard. Plenty of time to send the kick long. And Russell gallops onto it.
And here we go with the kicking game.
One of the things that Pollard break will do, it will make sure that the Scotland back row will think twice about drifting.
Well, he's broken a lot of tackles in international rugby. I think he's only second. There's only one other player ahead of him for tackle breaks. So
Rugby
usually
live
Pollard is a
score
strong
website,
man and takes
please.
it to the line. He breaks tackles. That time they just run through the space. I think it was inside Ryan Wilson.
Line out contested, but
you can probably just search on Google for the rugby scores as it comes through live. But literally, I just put in what the score is just then in the stream.
Onto Malcolm Marks. Runs into Gordon Reid.
Score is 7-0.
Pollard, plenty of time, sends it up into the Black Knight. Down it comes. Maitland providing a bit of a shield for Hogg to claim, and he's complaining.
Just type in Google rugby scores.
Scrum, despite plaintive cries from South Africa.
It'll come up.
Yeah, because it was straight from the kick, the referees judged that Stuart Hogg didn't have any time. That the collision came as soon as he hit the ground.
Or you can just type in Autumn Internationals
over, but because it was straight from the kick,
2018, and it'll come up with rugby scores.
Interesting to see South Africa had that wonderful attack, but they've kicked a lot already, haven't they, Brian? Up near 1 or 2 back.
They have, with their intent on playing the game, what they will see the right areas of the field.
A year ago, this weekend, that Stuart Hogg went flying down the wing in the last moments against New Zealand.
Yeah, or you could just put that in, BBC Live Rugby Internationals.
This game has the makings of a very entertaining contest indeed. South Africa certainly with a bit of a push on there. A penalty though to Scotland is the decision from Romain Poit.
Well, deciding that the South Africans had illegally stood and walked round. I'm not sure I agree with that. Nell looked under pressure to me.
Yeah, 2 scrums at Kitsoff, the loose head. His heads came out the left, and I don't know if it's due to the power or if it's legal or illegal, but it's certainly a powerful unit. Stephen Kitsoff, the loose head prop.
Well, certainly a good kick to touch as well from Stuart Hogg, taking Scotland into the 22.
Well, it's on the other side. Well, actually, that is Kitsoff coming out.
So McAnally try and find his target. Scotland arriving in numbers now to the line out.
See what Scotland are going to do. They're just outside of the South African 22.
Johnny Grayson, how many South Africans are in there? So we're holding a head count.
Good line out.
Ryan Wilson, Hamish Watson feeds on now.
Nice little chip. Nice little chip.
Take it, Willie LaRue now.
That bounced perfectly for the South African fullback right there.
LaRue and South Africa under
Perfect.
pressure, but their ball. Ambrose Papier feeds into deep in goal area, and Henry Pollard sends it out. A few mutters and boos from the crowd on that challenge coming in on Hugh Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the flagon. By the way, I've
deliberate bump.
You subbed to me, bro.
Nowhere near the ball.
I think I have subbed to you, actually.
Stepping in. Yeah. Justin Hugh Jones.
I'll have another look in a minute, but I think I have subbed to you.
Was really wide.
I'm surprised that TMO did not pick that up.
Solis wins the line out, and Watson trying to spin out of the challenge from Peter Steph du Toit.
Did I pour myself a nice drink?
Side. And here is Ben Tullis charging into the toy. McAnally loses it for him. Jesse Creel has it, and South Africa trying to break the Willie LaRue. Janty outside him, but LaRue creeps on himself. Jones gets him down, and Mustard gives it on, and Creel feeling the pressure, but here's Henry Pollard skipping through a shot or
Ladies and
two.
gentlemen, the pint.
Kitsoff battling on. Hugh Jones standing up to that one.
Something that's got to be said about pear cider.
Snyman, enormous creature.
The first initial taste of it, not very great.
Cries of kick as Papier shapes to do just that. Heading the way of Russell. And Hogg now tries to step his way around Janchi, does well to get it back to Russell. Under pressure now, though, giving it to Seymour. And Seymour having to skip his way forward.
No, I can't down it. Can't down it. It's the first one.
And Russell again, just off the outside of the boots, and giving it away now to Willie LaRue into Nkosi, the winger, taken down by Hamish Watson. Still there for South Africa, and LaRue comes in to play scrum half, gives it to Stephen Kitsoff. Space appearing, R.G. Snyman.
Oh, that's a good catch.
There's a stretch, can't quite make it. Still with South Africa. The try line begging again, and Kitsoff goes down. And Scotland survive with a penalty, but survive only just.
I love looking at your content, Sean. If it's something I'm interested in, I will subscribe.
As a result of it, the blitz defence shutting off the pass. It was a loose kick, and Willie LaRue picked it up so wonderful well and fed it back inside to Nkosi. But there was a try-saving tackle. I think it was from Greg Laidlaw.
I'll be completely honest with you.
An incredible tackle to get back. I think it was on Kitsoff. I'm not sure, but such a good scramble defence from Scotland then to win the penalty for South Africa going off their feet.
It's funny when you think of the rather sorry South African side that was limping around the world last year and how different they are now.
Yeah, it is literally only 12 months.
So look at what content.
And I think a lot of credit for that has to go to the changing coach.
Yeah, Erasmus we saw. Gregor Townsend knows well. Erasmus was with Munster a couple of seasons ago, and they had some Munster Glasgow duels. McInally finds Johnny Gray this time. And McInally holding it at the back here and then smuggling it on. Scotland break away and keep going. It's all a bit chaotic, but in there now is Sam Skinner rolling up to halfway.
Stay there, stay there.
Toulis waiting to do his carry.
Just check, see if I'm subscribed to Salty Nuts. No, I wasn't. I've just subscribed.
Off your feet, Green!
There's Hugh Jones. Well, some of these South African players know.
And there you go.
In South Africa. Big thump comes in on Hogg. Gets that ball back though, and on to Maitland now. Not much room out there, but the winger does well. And Scotland creeping towards that Springbok half again. Toulis. Half a dozen phases of hard graft. Hugh Jones tries to stand up Papier. When Peter stepped the toy and
oh, nice little step from Hugh Jones.
Couldn't quite free his arms. Out it comes from Russell. Out to Skinner now, and Skinner half taken by Pollard. Scotland moving forward now. Johnny Gray gives it deeper to Hogg and Watson. And out it comes to Peter Horn. He's breaking up a little bit as Mustard takes him down.
That's called, you can't watch the game. Let me just check, see what...
Has to dig it out. Through comes Snyman.
What channel is this all on altogether?
So the defence is set again. And Hamish Watson, and then Cozy came up so quickly now. But a little knock on there, the winger will be hauled back, and Scotland will have the scrum.
And that's a problem for Scotland, because when
Scotland versus South Africa is on BBC Two.
Eventually, they've not been able to.
Not sure if you have that channel available, but that's what has come up for me. It's live on BBC Two.
Scotland have made to go again.
Yeah, I think the positive for Scotland there is that they got through 10 phases, and that's how hard you have to work.
Of course, if you've got BBC iPlayer, you'll be able to watch it on BBC iPlayer.
There was one or two half breaks for Scotland, but the other threat that South Africa have is the jackler, the player over the top of the ball. You look through the team marks, is phenomenal at it. Kitsoff and then Kulisi in the back row as well.
Don't taste as nice as what I used to.
Scotland do break the line, they have to get there and support very quickly, because the defensive physicality of South Africa is exceptional, but the ball stealing capabilities are top-notch as well.
Scotland's scrum
Good
just
to
about
have this on.
surviving at the moment. Wilson gives it on.
It's good
to
to watch a bit of
and
rugby.
Russell. Scooped up by Hogg. As it comes
I'll
down
have to have a
Seymour.
little look at the content later, but I've already given you a subscription.
Scotland
I've already
trying to
subscribed you.
Work out a way to breach this blitz defence. Now it breaks up a little bit and Horn gives it
Oh,
on.
what a pass! What a pass!
Hangs on to Hugh Jones now.
Go on. Go on, lads!
And Peter Horn will score. That is a great try from Scotland.
What a try from Scotland!
Two wonderful passes in there from Hugh Jones.
Well, that is two top-class tries we have seen in this game. This time for the home side. Wonderful invention. Two passes out the back of the hand. And good instinctive support.
Scotland, try.
Wonderful to watch.
19 minutes into the
There's a
game.
bit of afters after the try as well.
What a try from Scotland.
What is running high is quality. The two tries we've seen, as you quite rightly say, Brian, have been top notch.
What a try.
Peter Horn, he finished it off. He did wonderful well to take the offload.
I mean, that was beautiful. That little backhand pass, you know, round the back, that was beautiful.
Look at Malcolm Max flying in your screen, and he creates a problem for Jesse Cool. That's the first wonderful offload from Hugh Jones. And then Sean Maitland does really well to hold off Papier. Hugh Jones gets it back, and there's an offload out the back door to Horn.
Yep,
Who runs round
two
and scores.
offloads out the back door. Brilliant.
Well, one of the problems with South Africans there is I don't like to see all the substitutes getting involved. Did you say that was forward? Quick, take the conversion.
What country are you from, Peter?
Point for nothing because in this age
My unfit decision is a try.
Because if you're British, then it's easy, you're BBC Two.
Was not
But if you're from a different country, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
On the 40, on the 10-metre line. So Gregor Townsend and all will watch because we're talking about the quality of the passing from Hugh Jones, but was it forward? Or will it be rolled off?
This one that comes round the back from Hugh Jones.
I don't think that's forward.
I mean, by a matter of inches, technically probably is forward, but in terms of that's not always
I
what
don't
the
think
decision
you release
rests
it
on.
forward.
Exactly, it's how it is released, and it's difficult to judge when it's released like that.
No, that's not forward.
It may have travelled forward because of momentum, but that's not the law. And it certainly isn't clear and obvious.
It's interesting because they're always judged very seldom out of the back passes.
Yeah, I agree. It's not clear enough. So I want to try.
Try will stand.
Yep, try stands.
So Murrayfield has it.
Still, good try from
Second
Scotland.
chance to cheer again, and now Greg Laidlaw will get his opportunity to draw the sides level.
Yeah, good process for Roman Platt there, leading the whole discussion. Had a look. It wasn't clear and obvious to change his mind. I don't think it was forward. It's good work, wasn't it, by Sean Mitten? And this is the one that goes around the back.
19 minutes.
He's a beneficiary. He gets a score. Tie it up.
7-7.
The first 20 minutes here.
Yes, we thought we might get an entertaining, exciting game. So far, nothing to disabuse us of that notion. 7 points apiece in the first quarter.
Alexis, I appreciate the subscription. Mate, cheers for subscribing.
Yours that?
Pick somebody small. Back it comes to Hogg, Scotland.
Oh, that's a
Lays
big
it out
pass.
to Jones. Already, well, in the first 20 minutes. it's
Big
certainly
pass.
a
He passed that half of the
good game,
width
but the ball stolen,
of
and
the
suddenly
pitch.
South Africa on the
But South
front foot
Africa have
again.
pinched it. Lovely work.
And there'll be space out wide here. Willie Leroux, Snyman outside, goes beyond, and here is Andre Pollard, and Pollard goes all the way, and what a response from
Jesus Christ, South Africa.
Scotland losing that ball in the
21
midfield to
minutes.
Pollard makes them pay, and South Africa
Oh my God,
once
come on,
again-
Mike.
And the problem for Scotland was when that ball got turned over, the midfield
remember to
defence
actually click
contained
on the thing.
forwards of
21
the slower variety.
Well,
And that meant they
minutes.
couldn't get up in a line.
That's a tackle. That's a crucial tackle from Dialenda as he made the tackle. He popped back to his feet, won the turnover. Khaleesi picks up the loose ball. And there's
South
a pass
Africa
here from Matt
with a
Lambert.
try.
He knows to get the ball to the quicker man and Willie Leroux. And then, as you saw in the first try, Henry Pollard is very comfortable with ball in hand, goes through the gap and scores his second try.
You see on the outside you had two props.
So I thought this was going to be quite a slow burning game, but it's actually kicked off quite lovely to begin with.
Stepping back, buying time, trying to
halfway through the first half, 3 tries.
Defenders to get over and cover, but when the attacker
bubbling away lovely.
Defenders and Henry Pollard was, he gets to the space.
Let's see if Pollard can boot this over.
That try though from Scotland to try and run out of their own 22. Hugh Jones then stripped by Dale Endy. Pollard's try and his chance to convert.
And there's a lovely kick.
3 tries so far, and South Africa restore their 7-point lead.
Well, the frustration for Scotland is how easy that second try was scored, how soon it was scored after Scotland had to work so hard for their try. And that was a quality piece of defensive work from Dale Endy, and then how quickly the transition from defence to attack. Mal Herbert, a tight head punt, getting the ball into LaRue's hand, and Pollard finishing off.
Hogg. There's plenty of distance at the restarts, and there is Vermeulen.
Thing is, there's a reason why I keep typing in the scores and when they happen. Because everyone keeps asking what the score is when they come into the stream, you know, they can just scroll up a little bit and, you know, see the score.
Nobody able to claim it.
South Africa got the ball again.
South Africa, their possession again.
Good to see tries happening. Scotland need to score next.
Sees a bit of space beyond Russell.
That they do. But the thing is, you know,
just a little casual
they're back in their own 22. Well,
Maitland has to do well
I think it's their 22.
And Cozy were on
it's the wrong kind of camera angle for it. Yet they're in their own 22.
Carried in by Sam Skinner. A bit subdued after that. Their celebration quickly dying away and just poked up by Laidlaw.
Oh, contest in the air.
But a little bit of a knock on in there. Quite such a great take, and Scotland will have the scrum, and a bit of a collision there as LaRue went up for it. And is it Maitland is down? A high knee to the chest as you come up to take that ball. It was a bit of a
window, I think. LaRue had to come along with
he took a knee right in the rib cage.
He does the hard bit so well, and it offloads it when it's not expecting it. But the ability to take the ball in the air under pressure, and he also came from quite a distance.
Long way to go. And here's the thing, going into this game, I think South Africa would win this game. Why is it crackling for? Don't crackle, right? This is not Rice Krispies, right? You can't crackle because eventually you'll snap and pop. Don't do it. Yeah, going into this, I'd say South Africa with a small victory, maybe less than a converted try point difference.
That was probably in the build-up to the 10 phase.
But I do reckon Scotland are capable. Scotland are capable of winning this.
I've been impressed by South Africa's ability on the floor, winning turnovers and winning loose balls. Got the last one.
Which will be brilliant for Wales next week if Scotland do beat South Africa, destroys their momentum heading in to Cardiff next week.
Penalty to South Africa this time, the decision from the scrum.
An interesting battle going on there between Nell and Kitchoff. Nell is getting inside Kitchoff, who is starting to not compete on level terms. He's coming out and going round.
Solidarity. There we go. Do you think that would have been a reset scrum and maybe 18 months, 2 years ago? Was there enough in it for a penalty? We're having a look here, maybe, but
I don't
I thought Scotland would just win.
On the referee, so
don't get me wrong. I want Scotland to win.
Down 2 or 3 times before they do anything.
But
one of those referees.
You know, just going in as a fan of rugby, I just think South Africa.
Well, the option is to have a proper goal. And
you know, they might be in with a better chance. No, it's good for Wales if South Africa beat Scotland. Well, to be honest, I don't think it matters either way because Wales at the moment playing with as much confidence as they are.
And South Africa suddenly lead by 10 points.
It's going to be a big game from South Africa to get the win over Wales.
2 tries, 2 conversions, a penalty, clean breaks. He's been kicking well out of hand.
So that's it now. Wales will want to make history.
Pressure on his position, I believe, this week.
And South Africa, penalty kick converted.
Once again,
which I'll just put on the stream right now.
22, but Vermeulen leaps towards it. Up here, just trying to get his kick beyond the outstretched arms there, sent it straight up in the air, and Mel falls on it, and South Africa not retreating, giving away the penalty. Just about to say, from a Scottish point of view, you feel they would have to score next, just as South Africa are building up some momentum, so real chance for Laidlaw here.
Yeah, it's an important decision that. Papier was just under so much pressure on the kick that the only way he could get away was to go straight up. I think it was Ben Chulis sitting was at the fore trying to put pressure on the kicker as well. He's had a good start in his first start. He's got to the breakdown, he's moved it quickly, but he'll be disappointed with that kick.
It was sort of a gift from South Africa to Sale, a gesture of goodwill to give Faf de Klerk back to play for Sale.
Laidlaw with the kick. Let's see if he can get over.
They lost.
Yeah, good kick from Laidlaw.
Knye cannot put it off, and Scotland back within 7 points.
Yeah, an important kick, quite wide out on the right hand side, but it didn't take a lot of time, did he? He just stood up as he usually does and pops it over. South Africa aren't wasting time either, we're off again.
Well, Scotland's plan was to play at pace today, but South Africa certainly not hanging around. Ryan Wilson takes it into Malcolm Marks.
Use it.
Laidlaw told to use it. Gets a bit more distance on his kick. Well placed.
Good contest for the ball. Good contest.
Give us Papier. Not the prettiest pass, but Willie LaRue skillfully picks it up, and a wonderful kick for touch beyond Ryan Wilson.
That's the third or fourth time that South Africa found that corner. This is a take from Vermeulen, the number 8. Another good contest there, good fair contest. And he wins that, and it's the third time. Willie LaRue this time. I think Pollard's found space in there twice. Dialenda once as well. So it's maybe a tactic to defend Scotland in that corner.
Pressure then on Shoot McAnally's line out. And it's long, and perhaps a trifle too long, but just taken by Johnny Gray. Scotland looking for the good exit here. And it will be Laidlaw to kick himself. And the chase is on once more, Maitland. And Maitland able to take it despite the attention of Nkosi. Hamish Watson.
Good counter-racking from South Africa.
To get that away, Tulis flings it out rather loosely, but there was a penalty because the South Africans coming through.
One off your feet, not releasing quickly.
Stephen Kitsoff, the man penalised.
This is Koulis's counter-act, which is perfectly legal. He's bound his arms, he's driving straight over the top of the ball, but Kitsoff, the man on the floor, had already been penalised for not rolling away, not releasing.
Oh, it's a
big kick.
Hogg, but it pays off. Beautiful kick, and all the way into the 22.
Big kick from Stuart Hogg.
And that sort of ambition really lifts the side.
Scotland are back in the South African 22.
15 metres on. It is such a different prospect to get a line out here, which you can potentially drive for a score, than say outside the 22.
It's lifted the crowd as well, hasn't it? An instant reaction from the crowd as well.
Six on the line out, 6.
So McAnally to Johnny Gray, and South Africa deciding not to contest that line out and throwing all their effort into the defence. McAnally holding it at the back. 15 tries have come from hookers and 16 tests under Gregor Townsend for Scotland. Quite often the weapon. Horn.
Oh!
Straight straight into
Jesus
Pollard.
Christ.
Pollard wins that one.
Pollard absolutely launched him back.
The 22. Johnny Gray with the carry again. Trying to get that ball back. He's there now for Laidlaw.
The crash ball's not working.
This is the hard
Crash ball's not working, lads.
Polisi trying to free himself there. Just held on the floor for a moment.
They're making no ground whatsoever. Here we go.
To Russell and onto Skinner. Skinner into Papier.
They've gone backwards.
Heavier men arrive in defence. Cry get some speed from Scotland's side. Well, they're only going backwards at the moment. South Africa's defence up so quickly and over that ball. Scotland trying to get it back. Hugh Jones, it's from a bit of a standstill trying to inject something, but they're creeping back down the pitch. Scotland trying to find a gap, but then the loose pass and Maitland has Nkosi around his knee.
This is not good from
South
Scotland.
Africa get the penalty. Well, that was phase after phase for Scotland, but they were steadily reversing, and South Africa's defence does its job.
You're right, it was phase after phase of good defence as well. You can see there, Scotland almost put in every mistouch again.
Well, trying to do to Scotland what Hogg had done and get them all the way back down, but suddenly Hogg able to return it with a huge move.
That is, well, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's brilliant, like a howitzer. Just a classic spiral, good old-fashioned spiral. Absolutely perfect. I mean, Pollard went for it, didn't he? He really tried to turn the screw.
Look at this.
Stuart Hogg picks up and just smashes it back, flying through there for a, what, 40, 50 metre game.
That's worth a big new contract in itself, that kind of thing. Well done, Exeter. Malcolm Marks and his line out under pressure now, though, but it works well through Franco Mustard. So Papier will have to use it sharply. Getting the pressure on his kick, but he does well this time. And it's Russell up with Nkosi. McAnally scoops it back, and Hogg now.
There goes Hogg.
Away he goes, and Stuart Hogg around Polisi. Hogg chasing it down.
He's going to get it.
How does it bounce?
Oh, good cover.
Again. And only Willie
Good cover from South Africa.
Touch was there to save South Africa.
Well, one of the reasons South Africa have been trying to pin Scotland back in their territory is so that when Finn Russell does this sort of thing, he has to do it from a long way out, and even then, he nearly gets there. It's such a complete package, isn't it? I mean, he picks up the loose ball, he chips the ball, and how cool was Willie Roux just to poke it a touch. Stuart Hogg was inspired in that left touchline.
What a position now for Scotland.
Oh!
Hamish Watson with a try. Oh, it's so clever.
What a line out play that was from Scotland.
And a wonderful try.
Jesus Christ.
Straight off the training ground. Worked as it was intended to. And it's a case of well, it kind of took us all by surprise. You probably heard the gasps here. It's brilliant when something like this comes off in international rugby or in world rugby in general, because so often we see the norm. That time it's inventive and clear through space, brilliantly executed, well thought out through. Danny Wilson, the forwards coach, Gregor Townsend,
was a good try from
It's
Scotland.
great to see something new, something innovative, and it gets rewarded with a try. Well done, Hamish Watson and Stuart McAnally.
Not unlike the one that Dunbar scored when he crept into the line out unnoticed. Was it against them? Was it Wales?
It was against Ireland in the other corner, wasn't it? But great to see innovation.
Hamish Watson with a try, Laidlaw to try and draw Scotland level.
That was a fantastic try from Scotland.
He's picking up the tee already, the ball sails through the posts, and with 5 and a bit minutes to go in this first half, 17 points apiece. A great game at Murrayfield.
17-17.
One essential elements in that is have the players in the line out, making a convincing case that they are going to get the ball. Can't be half-hearted when you're the decoy.
Well, this was a break that set up the field position. Stuart Hogg down the left-hand side. Bulleroo covered it, and then just a cute line-out play. Really inventive. And Scotland at that level.
That line-out was brilliant from Scotland. That was a well-rehearsed line-out, and you can tell they've been practicing something like that out of the box on the training pitch.
Back it comes to Hogg. He's off again.
And here goes Hogg.
And then
Again.
unleashes that boot. Very hard thing to do at full gallop though, to kick with any control.
Yeah, only this time, only made 25.
5 minutes left of the first half, and it's level 17-17.
It is. You're right, Andrew. It's hard to do at full gallop, but it's even harder when you're full gallop. Stuart Hogg speed.
Did you never get to that speed?
No. Speed of mind, maybe.
Marks on the overthrow. Doesn't quite work, but then a little bit of a knock on, so South Africa will have the scrum.
Well, Malcolm Marks is one of the 5 World Player nominees for the year, but
Ivor, can you do this with the All Blacks Island game?
Tendency sometimes to overthrow.
Well,
I saw Twickenham, didn't we, 2 weeks ago?
I'm 50-50 on whether I'll be able to stream my live reaction to it.
So powerful and crucial around the field, isn't it? But it's one of the, we haven't
just
seen many
because
mistakes, one or two turnovers from
I
Scotland
can't
early
watch
on,
it on this
and,
TV. I'll have to go downstairs and watch it on
It's been a fantastic
the other
game.
TV.
Yeah.
Unless I just record my reaction to it
Just in the last couple of scrums this
downstairs and then upload it then tomorrow. But I haven't decided yet on what I'm going to do.
Decision this time is reset.
But I'm definitely going to be watching that game.
We cannot keep going.
I want Ireland to win that game, because I think it'll be brilliant going into the World Cup. Ireland knowing that they've got
Matt Proudfoot is
a victory against New Zealand. That will be immense for them, and that will be immense for them going into the Six Nations as well. But knowing me, I'll probably end up streaming my reaction to it anyway.
When it goes from Papier, down it goes, and penalty to South Africa again. Straight down, pointing at Willem Nel.
Well, Nel is very unhappy about that because he feels he's got a set position.
Ireland must murder the All Blacks. Go Springboks.
Choosing not to compete directly.
There's an interesting quote from Bill Nell this week. He said,
I mean, Ireland got a chance. They got a good chance against New
He
Zealand.
doesn't blame them for that. He says they don't. He says sometimes we don't know what's going on in the scrum. So Roman Park was quite clear on that one, but Bill Nell.
One of the problems that
well,
he's got a very short.
When it comes to the Northern Hemisphere, I think there's only
it's not always causative.
there is only Ireland right now that can state
They will deem that to be the
a serious claim based on their start in 15. But in terms of depth of quality players, Wales are coming up at the moment.
Down the back of Kitchell.
I mean, do I think Wales can beat New Zealand? It's you know, it's one of those games where we're just like. South Africa, penalty kick.
It has the legs, and South Africa hit the front once more.
That was just such a wonderful strike, so almost calm and easy, and then it flew over a big pitch here, and it just stroked that over. It's such a ruling.
Yeah, they got a great chance. Ireland have a great chance.
Well, I watched him in the warm-up, and he was kicking them anywhere between the 10-metre line and the halfway line with alacrity.
Mazzy Erasmus has just been denied entry to the Film of Harden Media Gallery here. Tullis takes it off Snyman as it bounced around, and Scotland perhaps with a chance to get their score before half-time. Russell flings it in, but Horn quickly taken down by Kitsoff, and there's that contest and the ball lost.
No!
Marks has it, and the Papier sends it down into acres of space. Nobody back there at the moment.
He was
and
lucky.
Jantje is flying down for South Africa. And Hogg will do well to make his way around him.
Scotland were lucky not to get
pressure
penalised, but it was a good job. The referee was on the other side of the ruck.
Suddenly Scotland might be just willing to get into half time, but still with ambitions. All sorts going on now. Use it, says the referee.
The game is being played in Murrayfield.
Striking up a conversation with Roman Platt.
In Scotland.
Scotland don't want to give away a penalty
My
here.
family is originally from Ireland, but I have to support my country that I'm born in.
And I think Russell might
I get that, but
he does now. So very, very entertaining. First half comes
half
to
time.
End. It is 2 tries apiece, but just that last penalty for Andre Pollard for South Africa gives them the lead at the break. Scotland 17, South Africa 20.
Well, almost a point a minute, and what tremendous entertainment for a Saturday early evening. Just fantastic. And
very good, very good.
That it might be special. We've had odd moments that have been super special, not least. Just a wonderful piece of play from Hugh Jones. Look at that. And a pass that really just lit up this Murrayfield Stadium on this chill winter's evening. And a try for Peter Horn.
Yeah, I get that, but
in the match. But Pollard's goal kicking, mind you, has been immense. I mean, across the board, you could talk about turnovers and you could talk about the odd error here and there, but basically, brilliant entertainment and Andy, really high quality stuff.
But no matter what,
enjoyable, hasn't it? I mean, just really exciting. Both teams really
no matter what, the Ireland-New Zealand game is going to be amazing to watch.
Increase the excitement levels if you like. There's been
Right, catch you in a bit.
It's just been
100 subs with no video challenge. Oh, sorry, 10,000 sub with no video challenge.
Again, I think it was such a close game. It probably deserves to be 17-all with how that game was panning out. But I think what we wanted to see today has actually come out in that first 20 minutes. Yes, there's mistakes. Yes, there's turnovers. But both teams prepared to play. Looking at opportunities.
Can anyone else remember when Brian Urbana raced a cheetah?
And again, it's an exciting game to watch. So hopefully the scoreline at the end is the same.
I'm cheering for Scotland because South Africa deleted the All Blacks this year.
I must admit, when Jesse
and I want revenge. Well, fair enough. But so you'll be cheering for Wales next week as well, then.
The 2 tries have been quite soft.
Thanks for the live stream. I'm not able to watch it from Pakistan over here for 6 weeks.
In front of them, not playing by numbers, and that's
you're welcome, mate.
It's great to see the tempo of it. There's been
you're welcome. I mean, it's a shame I can't show any visual footage, but you know, this is the best I can do with it at the moment.
Oh, it was
basically what World Rugby need to do. They need to allow me to do these live stream commentating and everything.
The continuity after this was just fantastic, and you thought we were going in for a try there.
It is great they beat them. Shoot their confidence.
And then Scotland actually got back reasonably well. It
was
just a power from Creel to go between.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The confidence right now
he's getting a call from Greg Legal,
for South Africa is kind of it's half and half at the moment.
It just creates the space for the South Africans to get through.
Scotland's confidence after beating Fiji last week is quite high. And next week, when South Africa go up against Wales, they're going up against a side that hasn't lost a game in 8 games now. We've won 8 on the bounce.
We didn't have 1, we had 0 guys there inside of them at the end of when they played out the back.
Not just that, we're looking to make history for the Welsh side next week, because it'll be the first time we ever done an autumn internationals without losing a game.
So you could get relegated into 4th in the all-time point scorers list.
I could. I think all 335 of mine came by tries, so I didn't have the possibility of kicking for goals. It might have been a little bit more. But I think again, records are meant to be broken, and I mean, I hope Andre would surpass Mornay Steyn. He's probably on the top. So yeah, again, I think he's general really well, Andre. He's made some very good decisions. He's been extremely accurate off the tee, which again has made that 3-point difference. And again, I'm really hoping he goes on to 6, 7, 8, 900, 1,000 points, because South Africa.
There's only one team that I will not cheer for when it comes to rugby. I'll acknowledge when they play brilliantly, but there's one team I will not cheer for, and I think we all know which team that is.
We managed to see a bit of attack. It was again just playing what we're seeing, and we were chatting in the studio as well. South Africa coming up really hard in defence and coming a lot of time coming out.
It's alright, Lennon. I don't really care about the likes now on my rugby streams and that.
And where the tackle should have been made perhaps 20, 30 metres before, you ended up under the sticks, and that is why offloads are so hard to set. That's why coaches encourage it so much.
Just so good from Hugh Jones. I mean, look at he makes a great reverse pass, but look, he comes back into the play. The injection of pace there was what brings them onto the ball, and it's the awareness of where the players are. I did say I didn't want to see him in attack, but I'm so glad I have, because that is what he can bring to this party, without doubt. It's so good, and that's what Scotland have done in the last 12 months. And that's why there's been a sellout here at Murrayfield, because people want to see and get excited about seeing rugby like that.
Scotland have scored more tries in international rugby this year than any other team apart from the All Blacks. So that gives an indication of the kind of rugby.
But in the 10 wins out of 11 at Murrayfield, John, averaging 33 points, which is great.
Why was the second try a soft try from your point of view?
It was just we had the ball, and I don't know the ins and outs of the strategy and what this. So you've got to take that into account. They may be told to do this, but there's been a few issues with the breakdown, and this isn't the first time they've been turned over. And look, you see the really hard blitz by South Africa. They put the 11 in the front line. Brian, we can talk about it a bit more, but it's again at the breakdown they've turned the ball over, which is maybe the 4th or 5th time, and I'm sure that'll be one of the messages at half time.
Yeah, and obviously, with the turnover, again, do you want to be playing rugby when you're 22? If you're scoring 80-meter tries, by all means do it. But if you're putting your team under pressure, that's probably the worst balls for forwards to look up, out of the ruck. They've just worked unbelievably hard to recycle ball. And again, fantastic skill by Andre. Again, decision making, seeing the mismatch on defence, and what a finish. So again,
what's that for now?
Scott's under a lot of pressure at the breakdown. I think we've got 4 or 5 turnovers at the breakdown, and I think that's something Gregor will definitely be chatting to his.
What's that for now, Shark?
It's just finding that balance.
Sorry if I butchered the name, but is how I'm reading it, is how I'm pronouncing it, Shark.
I don't think Scotland shouldn't look at going wide if it's on, because that's where Scotland have done the tryout here against England, and February is a great example of that. But it's got to be in the right time. And as soon as that defence was blowing up, like Stuart Hogg had to stop that long pass going out.
What made you need to cry, bud?
A lot of people watching at the moment will say, what is wrong in that situation?
I got drunk from happiness.
I'll stick it 30 metres down.
From what?
The line out near the halfway line, and we'll regroup.
I get drunk from happiness whenever England lose, but unfortunately,
that's the best place in the pitch
didn't happen.
Because the wingers can be back, as we said, we've identified that they weren't, and that's where you've just got to make good decisions, John. Scotland, I think any team looks at that thing.
Me, South Africa fan.
And if it's on, it's on. But then you've got to scan and see if it's not. Then you go back to plan B, which is, like you say, just clear your lines.
I'm just a fan of rugby.
And I firmly believe if they'd won the ball there, Greg would have put his foot, and then they would have kicked. So the issue was actually more the breakdown rather than the ambition to run the ball, which is great.
Talk about ambition. What about that try from the line?
Fantastic. As soon as it happened, I thought, is this a carbon copy of 2017 against Ireland? And I think it's the exact same play. And
it was created, of course, by this amazing bit of play by Stuart Hogg.
Yeah, Hoggy's been on fire, and he's creating magic. This is his kind of game, very open. You wouldn't tell that he's been out for X number of weeks before this, but the play itself is. Not many people would know. This is a call off. This isn't a pre-call. This would be called based on what they've seen in the lineup. So for Johnny, whoever's calling the lineups, to have seen that and had that moment of clarity, to call that is outstanding, I think.
So what you're saying is that this would not have been, all week in the training pitch. This would not have been, in this circumstance, what we will do is this.
I can only talk about what happened in Ireland. It's the exact same move. In Ireland, we brought it in, I think maybe that morning, and said if they do this, we just got this as a checkout. So you call it a checkout. You have your pre-call, you go in. If it's not on, and then you call something off.
It's exactly how I feel.
And
exactly how I feel. I love great rugby.
Oh, I couldn't tell you that.
But I gotta back my country against anyone else.
I mean, it's quite interesting though about what this quality of game and the way that it's being played. What does that say about how both coaches view how you have to play the game these days?
I think for a lot of us, you want to see people making good decisions, but when they make those good decisions, making sure that the accuracy of those good decisions is worked out. And again, first of all, what are you seeing in front of you? Are you attacking the space? We saw Andre Pollard, seeing a mismatch on defence for the first South African try. We saw players at the breakdown. We saw Stuart Hogg with some fantastic skill, on his own. So I think as fans and as supporters, we just want to see people making good decisions, but accurately executing those decisions. And a game of rugby like this makes rugby worth watching because people are playing what's in front of them. They're executing those.
You guys think we'll win the World Cup next year?
Really excited. Again, Murrayfield's become a really special place to come watch rugby. It's a really special place to play rugby. when you got rugby on a show like this, you know, it's
here's the thing, right?
Community to Finn Russell, because there must be times when you play with him a lot.
It's going to be tricky because
and sometimes you think, fantastic.
As much as I hate to say it, England show up World Cup year. So I can't rule England out.
He will keep trying them. He's not going to stop because he's made an error there.
There's
and that's the way.
Obviously,
there's some inaccuracy in his game.
The depth and now that Wales have shown make me think that if New Zealand are knocked out by any team whatsoever and Wales are still in it, they got a good chance. Ireland also got a good chance. New Zealand also, they're going in as probably the favourites.
I mean, we talked about playing what's in front of you. Finn Russell does that brilliantly well, and he scans it. He looks, see what's
Australia are capable of it. South Africa are capable.
What John's just talked about is resilience that you need, mental resilience that a standoff needs.
But I mean, you know, it's a who's who. I mean, the top six. It's a who's who. Who do you think will win? Any six of them?
I'm not sure it is.
Personally,
he come back from France with more confidence that he went with, because he just looks like anything's possible for him, and that is brilliant if it can just be harnessed in the right way.
So if you're playing, the two of them have been spending quite a lot of time together, trusting. But again, it's that confidence, like Andy was saying, Ron.
So if you're playing against someone like that, you know, if everybody's always playing pods and playing systems, it's quite easy to defend against that. But if you've got a kind of maverick figure, you're not quite sure what's happening next. What does that do for the opposition?
I think from an opposition point of view, obviously, you know, there would have been a lot of talk and analysis about, again, Finn Russell might do something unpredictable. So it'll be really important for the guys attacking Finn to do what their job is, but the guys supporting on the outside. So again, stopping those offloads, you know, making that intervention in between, him being able to do the offload or not. So again, a lot of the times these players don't expect what he's doing. So if you're getting in those spaces, if you avoiding him making that decision for you, it becomes a lot easier. But it's a difficult player to play against. And again, you know, it's an asset, but it also could be, you know, something that Scotland can see as a negative.
Well, obviously, these two sides are going to be in action in Japan next year in the World Cup. Actually, 17 of the 20 sides who are playing next year are playing this afternoon or this evening. The only ones that aren't are Russia, Namibia, and the repechage matches that are taking place in Marseille this weekend. You see, the USA have won in Romania. Fiji beat Uruguay 68-7 in a match that was played bizarrely at Hartbury College in Gloucestershire, which, you know, the Fijians must have felt a bit sore about that. Georgia beating Samoa, Australia winning at Padova against Italy, and you can see that Wales beating Tonga by 74 points to 24. That may look
I can say one thing though.
At one point, but Wales scored some great tries.
When it comes down to the pool stages, I think Ireland are going to win their group. New Zealand are going to win their group. I want France to win their group, but I actually think England will probably win that group. And given that Wales just beat Australia, there's hope. There's hope for Wales to win their group.
Good pass to Alec Davis, excellent pass to Ellis Jenkins, brilliant to Liam Williams, brilliant to Alec Davis.
This is brilliant to watch back. Brilliant to watch back. The Wales-Tonga game from earlier, this is, oh, look at it, oh, he just fucking walks through him. Nah, he just walks it home. 50 unanswered points.
Who plays outside half for Wales next week? That's an interesting selection dilemma. England against Japan. We obviously haven't told you what happened there, just to say you will not want to miss that. 7:30 tonight, BBC 2. Scotland, Argentina, who round off the autumn at Murrayfield next week. And that's Argentina, always a side they're worth watching. Wales, South Africa in Cardiff next weekend. That's your tea time entertainment then. And moving on, England, Australia highlights.
I don't think it'll be France.
7.
I honestly don't think it'll be France. I think it'll either be Ireland or Wales. If it's a team that's never claimed a cup.
This afternoon, so it's going to be Alexander Zverev against the winner of Djokovic or Anderson.
Just like going into the Six Nations, I don't think England, Scotland, France and Italy have a chance at it. It's either going on with Wales or Ireland.
And he's wearing an equally fantastic tartan suit. Donny, that's what, 37 points, 2 tries apiece. What have you made of Scotland in that first 40?
Well, I think it's been a very exciting game. Everyone sort of thought that.
the comeback and the heavy South African forwards, and they keep doing that because they've got a bit of power there. But it is 3 points in it. Who knows what's going to happen? A beautiful, beautiful day it is running rugby. The support, there's a massive amount of Scottish supporters and also a massive amount of South African supporters. So you can hear the noise in the background. Listen to that, everyone's behind the boys. They're on the high at the moment, so there's no reason why they cannot.
Gregor Townsend reckons this would be Scotland's biggest win of his tenure if they were to finish this game off. What do you think they're going to have to do in this second 40?
Well, not a lot, because it's within 3 points of a mighty strong South African side, so it's always going to be...
Yeah, they've made it to 2 World Cup finals, but
a very, very good side.
I just don't see
eradicate the mistakes, don't give the
doing
South Africans easy tries as
anything.
they did in the first half.
I mean, France's best chance of winning a World Cup was in 2011. That was their best chance. Because New Zealand, they weren't playing fantastic in that game.
All 30 gave us a fantastic.
And to be honest, they only got to the final because Wales got a red card.
Andre Pollard with the restart. See any changes on either side.
And to be honest, that would be a final.
Half-time.
Wales versus New Zealand with the history, the losing streak and that between Wales and New Zealand. That would be a final to watch. I don't even want to talk about 2011. What happened in the semi-finals between quarter-finals, mate, not semi-finals.
Penalty to Scotland this time, and well, this is tailor-made for the right boot of Stuart Hogg to find touch.
There's another massive collision in the air when the box kick went up. I think it was Johnny Gray and Vermeulen who went up for it. It was Nkosi who picked up the loose ball, but then South Africans off their feet. The first penalty of the second half goes to Scotland.
Basically, right, looking at the World Cup, the way it's lined up at the moment, this is how I see it happening. Ireland and Scotland will go through. New Zealand, South Africa will go through. France and England will go through. Australia, Wales will go through to the quarters. Ireland, I reckon, will end up playing against South Africa. And I reckon Ireland will win. New Zealand will beat Scotland, meaning the semi-final will be New Zealand versus Ireland. I think Wales have got a good chance of winning their group now, but just for the sake of saying there's a chance Australia will do it. Australia, oh no, Argentina are out. Argentina ain't getting nowhere. France and England in their group, nah. Sorry, I don't see Argentina doing anything. Don't get me wrong, they've done good, but I don't see them. I don't see them getting through. I think England will end up winning their group, so it'll be England versus Wales quarter-finals. Because as much as I want Wales to win their group, I do think Australia will probably end up winning their group. And I think Wales will knock England out of another World Cup, which will be great to see. And either way, whether it's Wales versus England or Wales versus France, I'm backing Wales for that one. Australia.
The defence is actually getting sorted. You may have missed, but Russell made a
yeah, I know. I know. But I'm just trying to not be entirely biased.
What might have been a prospect in South Africa going wide and forcefully.
Australia, I reckon they'll beat both France or England, so either way, semi-finals, Ireland versus New Zealand. I think Ireland, if they beat New Zealand tonight, Ireland got a good chance in the World Cup.
And down it goes.
Wales versus Australia.
Papia looking to his captain.
Interesting if we can do it again. Hopefully we can.
On your feet, Brent. Head up.
But whoever wins between Ireland and New Zealand, that would be my pick to win the World Cup.
Further to Gianti, and Gianti skipping infield and doing pretty well.
Unless Wales get to the World Cup final, then I'm picking Wales.
Here's kicks off again, Pollard, and then bouncing off the big chest of Franz Malherbe. Chance for Scotland to counter.
Especially if it's Wales versus Ireland, I'm definitely picking Wales for that one.
South Africa, Dale Lindy saying it bounced on the line, but
Smart Money says New Zealand.
Disagrees.
Well,
Ireland got a great chance. Wales got a great chance. Australia got a great chance. England got a great chance.
His expression says it all. Good decision from the.
It's between those five.
Couldn't handle it.
But honestly, I reckon England are going out. England will be the first ones out of those lot to go out. No matter who they play against, Australia or Wales, they're going out.
Is at the front of the line out. South African ball.
Oh.
The line out a bit of a mess now, and who can claim it? And Scotland have it, and they have their attacking opportunity.
Yeah, right now they're not performing great, but
wide it goes.
It's one of those things. Oh, almost the interception.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, for me, Australia at the moment, they're kind of flaky. They're a bit like South Africa. I'm not gonna lie, South Africa have been flaky over the past fair few seasons.
The ante comes out of the line.
France have been flaky as well. England have been flaky this year.
Well, they're having a look at it.
Just to wind up, shall it? What a game! What a game! Japan, absolutely legends.
Potential deliberate knock on.
I don't
give you the angles now.
Wow, it's his Ben Skeen, the TMO decision. But Chris, what do you make of that?
I don't think it's a deliberate knock on. I think why would you knock it on? He's got the whole field and
exactly
he's frustrated. Yeah, he's frustrated at himself. Yes, he goes with one hand, but I believe he's trying to make he just makes a mistake. He's trying to make an effort to pat that up to regather, but we'll see.
That's how you would make an interception in that position. The ball's up high, you pat it forward, you regather it.
When you're assessing this, you've got to look at whether the player had a realistic chance of actually catching that ball. Because quite often when they do that, they've no prospect ever of getting that. But he did have a prospect there.
The ball's high. For me, he's trying to tap it just ever so gently to put it in his line for sight to catch.
It's obviously a clearly deliberate knock on.
No, that's a
no.
It is a penalty kick and yellow card against 15.
Oh, well, that's a yellow card against
that is
that is harsh.
That's a big decision, and
especially the card.
Yeah.
That's harsh. He had a good chance again, huh?
You never attend for the ball. That's a penalty.
That's harsh.
Well, it's a smile and a shake of the head from Willie LaRue, and you can understand that because it seemed that he had a fair chance, and that was a decent attempt.
That's right. I remember the 2007 World Cup Wales-Fiji game.
Watch Scotland play there.
Where Wales lost and got knocked out in the group stage.
So normally when these things happen,
I also remember the year where we got screwed over by the ref in the Six Nations and got the wooden spoon.
And honestly, but that's the decision. It's 10 minutes in the bin for LaRue.
And this is where Scotland have to put this advantage away.
Hang on.
10 minutes in the bin, and I think 8 of those minutes will be spent shaking his head, Willie LaRue. That's a big decision from Romain Poit. So it's an opportunity for 3 points for Greg Laidlaw, but it's 15 against 14.
It's a tough kick from that right touch line. It's a long way out, 46 metres.
The limit of his range. Has to give it everything. What a strike there from Greg Laidlaw. Just creeps over with his last breath. Wonderful kick from that far side. Scotland draw level, but they have the crucial advantage, the man advantage.
Yeah, that's a really good kick from Greg Laidlaw. Again, because it's in the range, it doesn't try and kick it any harder. It sticks to his process like Pollard did in the first half. Well, Pollard's got a bit more range, but still is effective bringing the scores level. And South Africa will take as long as possible in every facet of the game to draw that Yellow, 8 minutes 40 seconds out.
On the rise, upper up.
Oh!
Cozy taking it instantly. The rising Johnny Gray couldn't quite field it. And
South
Africa
Africa
had the
almost
opportunity to
pinching one
try.
straight away off the kick.
And suddenly, 14 men or not on the front foot, Damien Allende and now Hamish Watson nearly strips him, but still with South Africa. Crashing in there comes Jesse Creel. First try scorer in this match. Kits off.
Oh, flower Scotland.
Papier gives it to Snyman. And Snyman with Khaleesi up to within 5 metres of the line. Vermeulen hit
South Africa fullback.
But South Africa option.
I can't remember his name, but I'll have a look now.
Peter Steph du Toit takes it in again. What a boost this would be if they could score with 14 men. Jesse Creel. And still they come. 10th phase now. Vermeulen.
LaRue.
Half spills it but gathers again and sets it back. Kitsoff, how hard he's worked today.
Release!
Still there for South Africa. Into a dozen phases now. And Papier looks down that blind side. An advantage to South Africa. They have a penalty coming, but they're getting closer to the try line. R.G. Snyman once more gives it on to Malcolm Marks. The spill back will come for the penalty. All comes from that restart.
Yeah. Well, restart's crucial part of the game. The third.
Yeah, he's been sin bin.
Piece for me, but not only has that probably turned the points in favour of South Africa, it means with this kick, which is to take a full minute from, they will have effectively run, a good half of the time off.
Yeah, looked a little discussion there. I don't know whether I'll try.
South Africa going for
just can't take
the penalty
kick.
kick.
It was going to be a rerun of last week's game in Paris where the anti scored immediately from the kick-off fumble, and this is a penalty. Stuart McIntyre, number 2, has to have clear release as an assist tackler. He has to let go of that ball. They didn't, and he's penalising. So there's a slight discussion whether to kick to the touchline or to take the free, or an opportunity to take the 3 points.
Well, like you say, Chris, as well, there's a long discussion, deliberation about what to do, and then a little bit of
good old Willie.
Well, it's all part of the
Good
game.
old Willie LaRue.
It all takes time. I must apologise. I just realised there when you said Jesse Creel scored that first try, I had Henry Pollard in the first half scored all the points.
Didn't like to say, but Pollard was very pleased. You have
we got an assist for the first try.
And you have to marvel at the way this still very young fly half has matured. Not so long ago, he was playing in the Under-20 World Cup, and when he came in, he was naturally very callow. Now he's a very calm, cool, collected, but still physical player, and a very impressive game manager.
So South Africa lead again. Yes, he made his debut against Scotland in 2014.
In that year, he'd actually played in the Under-20 Championship UC against Scotland, and then I think it was a matter of weeks later, he got his full test cap. But he's been impressive today.
Just sneaking past Brian Habana now, but as Brian pointed out, 67 tries for his 335 points. That's probably worth a little bit more. And the restart works for South Africa this time, and a second time of asking. Khaleesi, the captain, comes away with it, and here is Pollard. It's a pretty well placed kick, and Cozy leaping high, can't quite take it, and lost forward, and Scotland will have the scrum.
But the technique there, it's not dissimilar to LaRue. The fact that it didn't just go forward sideways.
No, it's kicking off again. Calm down.
Spilling over a wee bit.
South Africa, Scotland, calm down. Stop trying to scrap each other.
Yeah, having another look at it. As you say, it's just that, I suppose, as Nkosi goes for the ball, it's one hand going at it. And the fact that he's trying to win back a kick or intercept.
It could be.
Similar, isn't it?
Similar technique.
Makes LaRue feel even worse.
Yeah, I think the key thing is neither of those really are penalties. But so I think, well, they've eaten into that 10 minutes anyway. They've scored 3 points, so.
Another read.
It could be game of the year.
The clock.
I thought backwards from Scotland, but if I am wrong, I'm sorry. Yeah, but I will.
Let's see if Khaleesi, the South African captain, having a chat with Roman Plant about what he believed was some Scottish interference. The clock has stopped while Frans Malherbe now is having his treatment, so it doesn't eat away at that sin binning, and that's a big eyeball. Needs to be sturdy.
I'm not sure how effective that's going to be as a treatment, are you? A dab with an ice.
Is that Brian? He's ready to
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the game of the year is still to come.
It's a big man, big front row, isn't it?
Italy versus New Zealand.
Through the ankles and calves and Achilles of the,
Italy versus New Zealand. That's going to be game of the year.
those kind of injuries.
Good attacking opportunity for
How many
Scotland.
bites? How many bites is that going to get?
Ready to get
Oh, here we go.
in the scrum, but we've seen Scotland attack from this opportunity in the last few weeks.
Well, because they've got 4 minutes left now with a man advantage.
Yep.
So they may as well throw this.
We don't play like this. Okay? The previous one was fine. Find your way in the fair way to engage, okay? No head to head, okay?
No head to head, says Roman Plant.
I suppose.
Can't see how you can avoid that. Head to head from row.
Yeah, with Scotland there'll be an 8 versus 7 scrum this. No, of course it's not. It's Willaroo.
Long time patron of the SRU. Well, free kick to South Africa.
Well, that's exactly what Scotland didn't want. This will probably mean that they end up without much possession at all during the 10 minutes they had an advantage.
Yeah. Alan Dell, who is identified with early engage, so South Africa now with this decide to take the scrum. They feel they have a little bit of a.
You are not in. You are in front. You are already in front. You are front. Just one line straight.
Well, what Roman Plant is saying there is he's saying the loose head is in front and leading. And that's a technical fault anyway because the tight head is a right hand prop.
Yeah, Chalk is not a good idea to get into
It means it unbalances the
conversations, you know, when it comes to the All Blacks and rugby.
Scotland defence.
Because all they gotta say really is 3-time champs. That's it. That's all they gotta say.
Try and get a penalty. Scotland not yielding at the moment, though. In fact, it's a decent shot by Scotland. So Papier gives it on to Damien Dealende.
They've won the first World Cup and the last World Cup.
For the Springboks.
That's all they gotta say, really.
Peter Steph to toy in this free attack for South Africa. Still that advantage as Mostep gives it on to Pollard. A bit of strength carries him on, then lost ball. Back can come for the penalty, and it will be Pollard, I'm sure, to have a proper goal.
I think this is a harsh penalty against Peter Horn. He makes the tackle on Dealende and gets trapped underneath him. I think it's certainly not moving away, but I think it's a harsh penalty this time against Scotland. Pretty sure they'll have an attempt at goal, yeah.
And by the time he is finished with his kicking duties here, the sin binning will be all but over.
Stuck under there for me, Brian, what do you think?
Well, interestingly, he's being wrapped by the South African holding the ball.
I think in essence, it's a good ball to get the defending player away, get quick ball, get the ball in play as quick as possible. But sometimes I think it's very difficult to get out of there.
Well, particularly when we're being held in. Yes.
It's even hard, I think.
Well, perfect kicking record so far. This one a goodly distance, 45 metres, but fairly straight. Ball got right, but who reacts quickest to it? And Scotland under pressure now. Johnny Gray has it, but South Africa roaring up to put the pressure on. And Hugh Jones sees a bit of space, and Hugh Jones suddenly on his own but free, trying to skip. Jones taken just in the 10-metre line. Damien Dealende.
Beautiful little sidestep from Hugh Jones.
For Scotland now. Then the little chip forward is given only to Khaleesi. A great covering tackle it was on Jones just at the end, almost the length of the field, and Pollard now sees a bit of space and decides to send it into touch. The sin binning almost over, but what a dramatic end to it has been.
Well,
This is where it all started. Johnny Gray was really alert to the ball coming back off the post. He's under pressure. And then if you watch Hugh Jones, he cuts from one side to the other. No defenders on the right-hand side of the ruck for South Africa. And he just
Hugh Jones is very dangerous ball in hand.
It's Dialende who gets back with a tackle and gets his feet to slow possession. And the reason Finn Russell kicks here is because it's after line break, the fullbacks in the sin bin. But it's Malherbe that charges it down. Gets a keep that in hand, I think.
Well, he's had a cracking game so far, Hugh Jones. All sorts of changes going on now. There's Ryan Wilson and Stuart McAnally coming off. Willem Nel is off as well. Damien Dialende has been replaced as well. I think Elton Jantjes has come on. There's Elton Jantjes. Well, there's Billy LaRue is back on from his sin binning. So South Africa back to 15. Fraser Brown is on for McAnally. Bergen is on at tight head prop as well. Josh Strauss is on for Ryan Wilson. I hope that's you up to date. Hamish Wilson, what strength he has. Bouncing off Andre Pollard. Trying to get that ball back.
That's a ball!
That is Jantjes on for Dialende.
Scotland ball.
Getting some go forward from the maul. Josh Strauss against the land of his.
Scotland are mauling like they've never mauled before.
And again, the maul working well for Scotland, doing unto South Africa as they have done to so many sides. They have used it now and have to release it. Again, those green shirts getting over the ball, competing so fiercely for it. Scotland tumble on. Even deep to Jones, but not much he can do there.
Nice little kick.
Through the chase into a bit of space, but Billy LaRue is there, and he just watched that he was calm enough to ensure that South Africa
LaRue is back on.
Coolest man on the field. That's Joyce, isn't it? Nice little grubber kick through from Finn Russell. It's a pace of Stuart Hogg that makes that a threat. This is Hamish Watson, and Pollard's first duty as a number 12 as opposed to number 10, trying to stop Watson. It's so powerful.
I can't believe the comment I just had on my last.
He is
my last game.
Strong. He's not the biggest man, but he's so broad and squat and powerful.
I can't believe that. Smokers smell and spread diseases. Ooh.
And now the pressure
Give us
on
a
the line
fucking
out
right smoke.
Marks. Shortened line out. Will they go for Snyman? A safe figure.
Honestly.
There it is. And Snyman lays it back and the pressure on Papier, but here is Peter Steph du Toit trying to get South Africa away from their own line. Does pretty well, and back it comes now to Jantjes. And from deep inside the end area, Scotland will still have the attacking line out, still inside the South African 22.
Important, I think, that Scotland come away from this phase of play with some form of score. Doesn't matter if it's only 3 points.
Well, fresh and sizable legs have been brought on. The South African props are being changed. There's 17 Thomas du Toit coming on, Vincent Cork as well, the Saracens prop.
I left that standing a bit too long.
Kitsoff and Malherbe. Kitsoff's had a good game.
Oh.
Yeah, both, I think. The props of South Africa. Influential around the park as well as in the set piece. Kitsoff especially is good in the breakdown turnovers.
So Fraser Brown, the man now to try and find his target. Long and safe.
He's on about the South African hooker.
Want this ball going. There's a bit of a roadblock on the floor, but Scotland just try and heave some momentum into the drive. Again, it's Strauss holding it at the back, and it is moving forward. Peter Steph du Toit comes forward, advantage to Scotland, penalty is there. Now the decision to be made.
Go for the corner, lads.
Is,
the maul has been working very well for you.
Well, a good tactical decision to drive there, because if you get it right, it's only, oh well.
Oh yeah, so going for the corner.
I thought they would take the points, but Greg Townsend wants it to show ambition. And they certainly are here.
Nah, I don't watch Super Rugby.
The maul has been effective. They scored a try in the opening weekend against Wales. Scored, I think, 2 tries early on last week against Fiji. The previous maul was well set up. It had to be penalised to be brought down. So we'll see what this holds. Big decision for Scotland.
Brave decision, is it the right one? Johnny Gray has it, and South Africa choosing again to throw everything into defence. So Scotland punch back 3 or 4 metres, and Brown will hold it at the back, the replacement hooker, and Scotland will try and get that movement going forward again. Nothing doing so far.
Here we go.
It starts to move, and the green shirts start to spread around. Down it goes, and Roman Park with a decision to make, and South Africa, their defensive effort earns the scrum, and Scotland deciding not to go for the 3 points. Roman Poit saying that Thomas Dutoy, number 17, was fine for South Africa.
Well, on such small margins do games turn. I wonder when we look back at the tail of his match whether that will be one of the turning points.
Luke de Jager is coming on for RG Snyman. What player he is to come on. He's had a wretched time with injuries, but he's fit and firing again.
Well, Titan replaces Giant. They're both huge men.
Huge man. A good experienced player, Luke Jagger as well. Snyman's added little attacking touches to his game under Rassie Erasmus. For all his bulk, he's tried to link to those short passes when he carries off 9 or tips off 9. There's the replacement props being worn by Roman Platt, what's expected. We'll see if they've taken notice of it.
Can you tell me what this means, this advice though? I want to see a good picture. Of what?
That's it, right there.
Paris landscape?
Horse galloping through a field at sunset. Lapierre feeds, and the scrum is solid at the moment, so South Africa going to have to try and find a way out here, and Pollard carries it into Watson. And back it comes now, Jantjes. Again with the clearing kick, that's a good kick, not a touch finder, but Scotland deep again have to come forward, and Hogg no way through. Peter stepped it on, Franco Moster as one hit the full back, and suddenly Scotland have the ball, but pegged back. Give it on to Johnny Gray. Watson in there, Strauss helping out. Johnny Gray gives it on to Russell, and Russell deep to Horn, a slip, but still gets it away to Jones. He's quickly played.
That was a very
and
flat
Scotland
pass
with the
from
ball,
Scotland there.
Heading only backwards at the moment. Fraser Brown.
South African defence is so quick.
Laidlaw to Horn, a bit of a slip as well from the inside centre. So going through the phases, but going back up the pitch. Toulis takes it in. Watch how quickly the South African defence comes up. So Russell sends the kick high, coming down out to the lights. And Elton Jantjes took it well. Skinner trying to hold him up, but South Africa get it to ground. Mostert gives it to Leroux, onto Jesse Creel, and Creel out now to Pollard. He's got Leroux outside, little stab forward. Maitland sits up for him, and he gives it back to Hogg, and Hogg now down the line and chasing down his own kick. He's building up a head of steam here, and Hogg chasing it down. Jantjes is there, and Hogg can't quite get to him. And Jantjes, oh, nasty looking pass to Pollard, but Pollard sends it downfield again. The game breaking up. Maitland infield to Russell, long drop goal attempt. Huge distance on it, and it is wide, signals the umpire.
That's quick thinking, wasn't it? By Finn Russell, but unfortunate for him, it just drifts wide.
Scotland missed a drop goal.
It's a time off, we'll just have another look.
Stuart Horse. I hope it's something more serious than a bit of cramp or something.
Well, it was limping just before that break, saw in backfield. It was limping just before Pollard put that kick through, but then he managed to pick up and just, look at that, just skip down that touch from the game. That kick and chase is so effective. But well done, Elton Jantjes comes over, calm as you like, steps outside, but then the pass to Henry Pollard wasn't great. Pollard gets enough distance on the kick, and Finn Russell then has a drop at goal, but that's sad to see from Stuart Hogg's point of view. He's played so well this afternoon.
A great performance from Hogg, as we've seen so many times before. Chris Harris is on. And you hope it's nothing more serious or related to the ankle problem he had. There is Harris. And Ali Price is coming on at scrum half for Greg Laidlaw. So Maitland has gone to full back, looks like, and Harris on the wing.
Yeah, sure, Maitland, he's got a lot of experience at fullback.
22 restart, Johnny Gray rising to take it. He lands with a hefty thump. And Ali Price, newly on the field, gives it to Watson. English Watson still going.
Laidlaw off.
To Russell and then Horn, and then the space out wide now for Scotland. Running onto it is Maitland. And Maitland gives it nicely to Seymour. Seymour just into the 22. South Africa get him into touch.
Well, that's the space to attack. If you can beat the blitz or the South
And
Africans,
Hogg
there is
is
space
off.
on the outside. Tommy Seymour was ushered at touch. It's that man Pollard who makes a tackle. He's been absolutely outstanding today in attack, scoring points in that time. He was up to it in defence.
Well, this is, I think, the injury to Hogg.
His left arm, his left ankle turns, but he was limping before that as well.
An attempt by Russell, the drop goal.
Didn't miss by much, did he?
Ah, actually, that was quite close.
That was a decent attempt. Good take at the line out for South Africa. Cheslin Colby is on for Subu Nkosi. Colby is a tremendously exciting winger. Plays for Toulouse.
It's just an interesting point. Scotland look to go quickly on the clearance kicks now from South Africa. This is Cheslin Colby, the winger. He's impressive. Scotland are away already.
And out goes the floated pass, and Harris is waiting out there under a bit of pressure now, improvising as a winger. Powerful figure, but usually operates in midfield. Well, Hastings might have come on when you saw Hogg going off, that he might play it full back. Russell and Cheslin Colby watching this one. Sends it the way of Russell. And Russell just wanders straight into an unpleasant situation. It was a mixed game for Russell so far today. Toulouse.
They're in Pool A.
Penalty to South Africa.
Yeah, clear penalty. Good play by Dwayne Vermeulen. Strong in that
Pool
body
A.
position, the wide base.
Your only challenge for Scotland, I see, is Ireland.
More opportunities for those turnovers.
So I reckon Scotland and Ireland again through their group easy.
Good play by Vermeulen.
I mean, Japan can cause an upset, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Not personally.
That shot there shows you how short a duration, the fraction of a second you have to try and get in to win the ball. It's a race to the shoulder to get in and win the ball. Vermeulen won that one. But just going back to what I was saying before about the kicking game from South Africa, because Papier, maybe because he's in his first start, he's actually passing back to the standoff. Janchu is now on that left hand side to kick to clear, therefore it's much more difficult to get distance. And they're putting a bit of pressure on themselves, but South Africa have now got up the field, and the man who's pretty good with the boot so far today has an opportunity to extend the lead.
So changes. Bonambi, who scored the winning try against France, is on as hooker for Malcolm Marks, and Francois Lowerpath is on for Sia Polisi on the flank. And here is Andre Pollard again. Oh, what's happened to Pollard? Well, the last one just off the post. Before that, he'd been perfect and not his finest kick.
I know how he feels.
So plenty of changes on either side, and Russell with the 22 restart. And Luke de Jager takes it at the second attempt. Franco Mostert. Pollard stabs it through. Good pick up by Russell. But the kick is out on the full. And back they come.
And I think the Scottish coach, Gregor Townsend, will be unhappy with the last 15 minutes, not just because the scoreline, but the fact that Scotland have not actually been very cogent. They've not managed to put together passages of play with the fluency they did in the first half. Anyway, nowhere near.
Now the change is Hastings, Adam Hastings there on for Peter Horn, but this is the change that we've seen before, where I think Finn Russell will drift out, so it'll be a midfield partnership with Hastings and Russell. Good pick up there by Janches and Pollard. Big cheer from the Murrayfield crowd for Adam Hastings being announced. Papier gives it on to the new hooker, Mbonambi, Western Province. And Janches to Pollard.
So now the game's starting to slow down a bit.
The Jager gives it one more time, and here is Cheslin Colby. So
oh, that was a quick burst of speed.
Franco Muster.
What was it with South Africa? And
Janches gives it to Billy
these
LaRue.
really quick wingers.
Janche chasing down his own kick now, into touch it goes.
Who am I supporting? I want Scotland to win, but it really doesn't bother me as long as it's good rugby.
Ryan, South Africa did exactly what you said Scotland have failed to do in the second half. That was keep hold of possession and go through the phases there.
I think South Africa will win, but I want Scotland to win. Gotta support a home nation, you know.
4 tries in the first half.
Unless it's England, then we don't support them.
In the second, it's been say cagey, or Strauss just lays it back for Price, who sends it high. And Janche,
oh, he spilled it.
From Apiwi Janche.
He spilled it.
It's much more mistakes in the second half, isn't it? You just start to look at the clock and wonder with the nerves who's going to cope with this close scoreline, the better.
What's my dog's name?
12 games played this
Shadow.
year for South Africa, 5 of them, now 7 of them have finished within 5 points. It's going to be a close, tense final 10 minutes.
And again, may end up going back to that decision to kick it.
Yeah, I think it's been I was going into this thinking this was going to be a slow game, but it's actually a pretty decent, fast-paced game. There's a lot of breaks going on both sides. There's a lot of mistakes on both sides as well. So, you know, I mean, South Africa, South Africa with a big shove in the scrum.
And here's Hastings now, flinging it out.
Here comes Scotland.
Speed, Maitland meets the neck of Colby. Tullis gives it on to Johnny Gray. Russell onto Hastings again. And Hastings just trying to get that back. May struggle. And there we are, penalty to South Africa.
Yeah, the box so far, they're not performing like a side that,
I think it was Thomas Dutoy who
who
got over the top of the ball.
They should be. If they play like this against Wales next week,
not releasing, but changing body position on the ground.
Yeah, well, that's what the players do. They try and
Wales will capitalise on all these mistakes.
It's done the wrong way, actually. Adam Hastings a little bit disoriented.
The second half has been very scrappy.
In that good position.
First half, brilliant, but second half, this is where all the mistakes are coming into it.
And it looks like Janches is maybe lining this kick up. It is.
He's not the biggest man, Janches, but he's got a sizable boot on him. And the last kick from Pollard was not so good.
Let's see if South Africa can get this one over. They've missed 2 penalty kicks in a row.
Feel like it. A good kicker as well, Elton Janches, but I'm surprised they need a change.
Well, of one poor kick out of 7.
Yeah. No, they haven't.
Hit the post low. So maybe
but we can never rule out South Africa.
Some of his contacts in the first half are outstanding. It's just a lot of pressure on Janches.
Let's see if Janches can get this over. Looks good.
Good strike. Beautiful kick from Elton Janches, and some unnecessary booing around Murrayfield, but Janches His first attempt at goal, and what a kick it was. 6-point lead for South Africa.
And this is the case now. Scotland really do have to score next. Don't care how it comes, don't care if it's just 3.
That was a good kick by Janssen. A lot of pressure coming off the bench, knowing that Pollard has kicked so well, he's only missed one. Really good strike by Janssen, good penalty.
Jamie Ritchie.
What's the time in Scotland? It's 7 o'clock in Scotland.
See, I can't understand the thinking behind that kick. They were never going to contest that. There is 7 minutes left and they need the ball. What difference does 10 yards make against a chance of actually retaining the ball?
Papier's kick now. And they're taken well by Seymour, but he then feels that. Out it goes. A little knock on from, well, they're taking the line out, but it's a scrum. They're going to have to. Well, the referee says
it's a scrum.
On.
Whoa, ref, what are you doing?
And there's Jesse Crew giving it up to Pollard.
Hang on, banger. Referee, what are you doing?
Sends the kick through and out.
Referee!
Well, it was all going on there, wasn't it? As Adam Hastings retrieves, I'm pretty sure.
What the fuck?
There was a bit of off the ball action as well. Roman Platt's maybe going to.
No. Ref, you called knock on. So that's a scrum down. You don't let South Africa take a quick line out and then say play on. It's a fucking scrum down.
That's the spirit. Taken by Jamie Ritchie, first touch since coming on.
What the fuck is the referee doing?
Inside their own 22. Time on the scoreboard against them.
I can't show you the game due to copyright.
Gives it to Harris, but nothing doing down there.
Well, that blindside snipe is a legitimate weapon because if you can isolate a winger or a 1-on-2, but not from that position, not from so deep.
Joe, I feel sorry for Scotland right now. They're back in their own 22 because the referee absolutely screwed them over there.
But Chris, that's been the pattern of this half, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Scotland have given South Africa those 3-4 minute spells, which South Africa are perfectly capable of taking, and indeed have done.
Through their mistakes, really, more than anything else.
Banambi gets it up, and the Jager takes it down. South Africa now with the ball, with the lead.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless at our referee.
Pollard.
Yeah, the referees. They are making quite a few more mistakes.
Looks it over and out to Janchi, and Janchi, look at him.
But one mistake they shouldn't make is call in, knock on, scrum down, let the opposing team take a line out, a quick line out,
and over the top goes Strauss,
instead of a scrum, and says play on.
It's all good in South Africa.
Rugby does not work like that. That is poor officiating.
Gets him around the feet. South Africa again down the blind side.
Scotland, I feel sorry for you. I can't show the game due to copyright reasons.
Finish this off. Peter Steph to toy.
I feel hard done for Scotland right now.
Sit back.
Yep. Scotland have gone downhill in the second half, but so has South Africa.
Still with
it's still anyone's game.
Back it comes.
But
Billy
Scotland were hard done with that.
Ball is out and stolen by Scotland, and Allendale gets it. It may have been turned over one more time. South Africa get it back, and Ludwig the Jager. And Scotland cannot get away from their own 22.
No, we can't justify those goals.
And they begin again.
That is very poor officiating. What the hell was that, ref?
Oh, penalty.
Ref!
Murrayfield make clear.
Are you serious?
I'm not going to have a look at that.
How did the assistant referee miss that?
How did anyone miss that?
In front of him.
But on comes South
What
Africa.
the fuck? What are the officials doing?
Penalty now to Scotland.
We're going to have a look at that as well.
How much time is left? Just under 3 minutes. Well, just over 3 minutes.
And, I think the word has come the way of Rowan Potter. He's decided himself.
The ref,
that was poor.
Do you want to review?
Want to review a dangerous clean out by green number 7?
Yes, review it. Simbin.
Yeah, Ben Skeen, aka Skinny, to the referee is going to. He's come in and had a word.
Thank you, TMO.
Yeah, it's a clear charge, I think. Top of your screen. No wrap. Shoulder charge.
The only thing you can say about it
now.
but it still is a no attempt to wrap the arms round.
I'm looking to do it, but we'll have to see.
Shoulder charge at the side. So far away.
I can't show the game due to copyright reasons. I've explained this.
Why did you think that was a good idea?
Earlier on.
Well, the ball's available already. I mean, Hamish Watson's a hold of the Koch, Vincent Koch, but that's no excuse.
No, and the referee's right in front of it. Referee.
It's not high. It's not to shoulder or neck or head. More importantly.
Jesus Christ.
I have a decision. I agree with you, Skinny. It's a dangerous takeout, but just a penalty for me. I have option for holding on and a clean out on your call. Happy with that?
Absolutely agree.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, absolutely agree. How the fuck did you miss that?
From a similar position, but
It happened right in front of you, ref. Should have got a fucking Specsavers.
But be careful.
Just a penalty kick, be careful.
But that's dangerous.
Is that all you're going to say to him?
I know that Murrayfield wanted more, but probably.
Jesus. Fucking Christ, ref.
Oh, here. Just on the 15.
Might not be better over there. Doesn't give you much of an angle over there.
Yeah, just looking to clear the lines, get as far down the field as possible, so the bigger angle the better. I think the toys are a little fortunate there. Scotland win the penalty.
Well, ball just finding touch, and it's a good touch finder in the end because Scotland need more than penalties now. With 3 minutes remaining, they
77th minute.
As South Africa get ready to make another change. Ivan Van Zyl is going to come on at scrum half. Papier is being pointed to the touchline. Not a bad game from Papier in the absence of Faf de Klerk, but there is Ivan Van Zyl coming on.
I'm not going to lie.
The one difference between the two is that de Klerk's kicking is more consistent.
On the line out, a bit of a mess, and forward it goes, and Benambi has it, so Scotland's opportunity may have slipped away. Still time, but the ball is with South Africa. But penalty, there was an advantage being played, was there, by referee? Penalty to Scotland.
Now this has to go to the corner.
Now how brave are you with this kick to touch?
Well, there's no choice of it. They are 6 points down. They need a converted try.
But how far down the touchline do you try and go?
You've got to stick it in the corner.
And Finn Russell finds his mark about 10, 12 metres, perhaps a little bit more than that out.
No, I will not watch my language.
So perhaps last chance for Scotland. 2 minutes remaining.
Because the referee is a fucking wanker.
Converted try required. Taken down by Jamie Ritchie of Scotland. Try and maul.
Come on, Scotland. You deserve a try after that bullshit with the referee.
But South Africa.
Well, fucking hell, South Africa. Jesus Christ.
And South Africa get the scrum. What a defensive effort. Look at Benambi celebrate.
South Africa earned that one there, but still.
As well knows that might have
Are you doing the Island All Blacks game also?
The problem is,
yeah, I do want to. I do want to. I'm going to have to set everything up and see if it's all good.
You're never going to drive a more... The only two people you can have completely upright are the catcher and one support player.
Time to do man of the match.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Just over a minute to go.
But I think there's one player out there who, well, there's a few players. Stuart Hogg before he left the field was impressive. Peter Steph the toy up front for South Africa. The number 7 has had a massive game. But there's one man who started it all off with a clean break. He scored a try, he's kicked a lot of points, he's controlled the game, moved from 10 to 12. But his 10th man of the match for me is South Africa number 10, Henri Pollard.
There we are, sailing past Brian Havana. Point scorer for South Africa, but yeah, what a day he's had, controlling things, kicking the points.
He's had such an influence in all. Misses his try. Ball in two hands. With defence backing off. That's what you want to see, an aggressive line. But his physical is one of
I
the
can
big
agree
physical
with Pollard
tackles.
being man of the match. However, his kicks were a little bit shaky.
He's quite capable of doing the rough stuff, which is unusual for fly arms.
Well, will he be man of the match on the winning side? Still a very slender chance for Scotland, but they're going to have to create a miracle here. A minute to go, and South Africa with the ball, with the scrum, and looking to see down the final 62 seconds.
Scotland have to attack this scrum, it goes without saying. Really have to attack it and force. If South Africa are going to put them under pressure, the kick's inaccurate and launch a counter attack. But there's a bit of experience up front for the South African team. You'll know that's coming.
Scotland had the ball and had their opportunity, but South Africa controlling now, and Van Zyl gives it to Vermeulen, and Vermeulen just barging his way on. And Scotland looking, hoping for a penalty, but Ivan Van Zyl just feeds onto his forwards, and this will be forwards to carry it
I know,
in and see
longest
down this
minute
ball.
ever.
One more time, just summoning the heavy men. Mbonambi. Well, they've been involved in some very, very close games on their tour, South Africa.
We need one more and then off the field.
Lost by points to England. They won by 3 against France. They're 6 points to the good against Scotland. The clock is red, and victory is theirs now as the ball goes out. The final kick from Elton Jantjes, and it is a rare defeat at Murrayfield for Scotland in these times, but a very, very well-deserved win for South Africa. It is their flags which fly, and they take it by 26 points to 20. And a sort of hard-graft second half where Scotland had their opportunities but couldn't quite take them.
Well, not the thrilling contest that the first half was, and largely Scotland, I think, tactically played into South Africa's hands because they gave away ball when they didn't need to, and South Africa were massive of just counting that 3.
Let's mute this. First things first. Sloppy second half. Very sloppy. South Africa with the win though. Deserved, I'd say. Just slightly deserved. Referee. I don't even know what to say about the referee. I mean, Jesus Christ. We're literally right on the doorstep of World Cup year, and referees are making those kind of fucking decisions, you know. They're making these kind of mistakes this close to World Cup year. Referees, sort it out for fuck's sake. Jesus. It's a shame now because that is going to be the talking point for this game. It's not going to be about the fantastic tries that were scored in the first half. It's not even going to be about the sloppy play of the second half. It's going to be about the referee making shite decisions. It's hard to justify the referee when he does stuff like that. It's hard to justify it. But, yep, a great first half. Fantastic. Both teams came out of the box absolutely gunning for it. It's one of those things. South Africa, they deserved the win. They should have won anyway. You've earned a subscribe, mate. I appreciate that, Byron. Wales, South Africa could go either way. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I think Wales will have the advantage. Let's face it, Wales are better at punishing teams than Scotland are. And given the run of form that Wales is on, Wales are going into that game with a lot of confidence, beating Australia. 8 games without losing. We haven't done that since 2004, 2005. Wales are going in with a lot of confidence. And we got a full strength squad. And we got a second tier squad that is very capable as well, as you saw earlier when Wales absolutely demolished Tonga. But yeah, South Africa win by 6 points. Good game for them. They needed that. But yeah, the big test of South Africa next week against Wales. That will tell the difference of whether South Africa are going to be a threat in the World Cup or whether they're going to be a quarter-final knockout. So I'm going to say, right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my live stream for this. I don't know if I'm going to be live streaming the Island game. If I do, I mean, you guys will know anyway because I'll be streaming it. So, I'll either catch you guys now for the Island game, or I will be catching everyone next week for the Wales-South Africa game or the Scotland game, whichever one's on first. So, I've been Mike, you've been watching Ivor Reacts. I shall catch you in the next video / next stream. Let go.